Hi, welcome to Mary's Village Style and welcome to my kitchen. We're very happy to come into your home and on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. This has been a lot of fun. We really appreciate your watching and we hope that you share our videos. Like, follow us, share us, subscribe on YouTube, hit the bell. I've gotten some wonderful comments from all of the people that are watching. They really appreciate the fact that we're doing our old world family recipes. It reminds them of their childhood, and it certainly reminds me of mine. So today, we have another treat in store for you. I have my daughter-in-law, Monica Calcassi-Canilio here, and we're going to make, well, Monica's going to make, I'm just learning it. She's going to make Nucatoli cookies. And some people call them bone cookies. Some people just call them the hard kind of cookies. Well, these are not really hard. They're delicious. They're deliciously hard, I have to say. So you make this a lot. Every time we have an event, you've made this cookie. And give me a little feedback about it.
They're really easy. That's probably why I make them so much. It's just, they're a little bit time consuming, but it has a really rich flavor and you get all the spices in there and it's delicious.
Well, I'm looking again at the ingredients. You know, we just did a sfinge recipe that Monica's an expert at. And once again, I'm looking at the ingredients and I don't see anything here that's special or that you have to run out to the store to get. Really, it's all the things we usually have in our pantry. So why don't you tell us about the ingredients?
So we're going to use 2 pounds of powdered sugar, 4 cups of flour, 5 to 6 eggs if your eggs are small, 2 tablespoons of vanilla, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, a tablespoon of Crisco, and a teaspoon of cloves and nutmeg.
And a teaspoon of nutmeg. Okay, so these are pretty basic ingredients. And if you, baking is kind of a challenging, especially for me because you have to really follow the recipe exactly. And as Mr. Bruno knows, who's running the camera today, I don't follow directions well. I don't follow recipes at all. So that's why Monica's here doing it instead of me doing it. I mean, I'll level it off, but that's about it. I always improvise, which is not something you want to do with this cookie. There's very few ingredients, so we have to get it right. Okay, so tell me, there's a little bit of a background behind this cookie. You make the cookie dough and you form the cookies. And I know that I did do it, years ago a few times, and I would roll it out and use a cookie cutter to cut it. And it would be pretty, a small little cookie cutter, make a flower or something. But you have a different method, which is fine. That's the way most of them do it. So you let it sit.
So I make the recipe and I roll it out and I set it overnight on parchment paper. And I let the powdered sugar dry on the outside so that when you bake it, the soft side underneath will bleed through and it'll make a hollow cookie with a flat bottom.
Okay, so it just kind of explodes. It just kind of melts and makes a little, it's a very, very good cookie. One of my favorite cookies. Okay, so we're going to try to make the dough right now. We're going to follow Monica's lead. Okay, we're using an electric stand mixer, which is really terrific. You don't have to just, do it all by hand.
We're going to start with the powdered sugar.
Okay.
And I don't think it really matters what order the dry ingredients go.
Okay.
So we're going to put all the dry ingredients first.
All in the mixer?
All in the mixer.
This is my kind of cookie. How come I don't make it very often?
Your mixer's smaller than mine.
Yeah, it is a little small.
Let's see.
Here, I can help.
Okay, you do that.
Okay. Yeah, mine is not a huge mixer, but I think it's going to be enough for this, I hope.
And we're going to put the baking powder,
The nutmeg.
Clove.
The clove.
And we're going to mix it.
Okay, so we're going to
stir it. Oh. Just mix all this together. Once it's good and incorporated, we're going to add the Crisco.
So can you go a little more? Or no?
Throw flour everywhere.
Just be careful because, yeah, that's mixing. Okay.
Probably good.
Okay. So you just let it, mix for a minute or two, right?
And I just throw that in there, and while that's mixing,
So you just put the Crisco in after you mix all the dry ingredients. You put the Crisco in.
And no butter, just Crisco.
just Crisco.
Yeah, because that's what they used to use most of the time.
And so how much Crisco was that?
It was 1 tablespoon.
1 tablespoon, not very much, but okay.
And then we have 5 eggs, and we're going to use 2 tablespoons of vanilla. It's tight.
I'm strong.
I see that. Is it doing anything? Making little balls or anything?
No,
Can't really tell that it's mixing, but it is.
I'm sure it is. Can we go a little more? Probably not a good idea.
Okay, and then we just pour.
Okay, so now you're putting the 5 eggs and the vanilla in.
And you see it's all coming together now.
Oh, it's forming a dough. A cloud of dough.
Wow. So I'm going to add 1 more egg.
Okay.
See, it's still crumbly.
Okay.
You want it to be crumbly?
I don't want it to be too crumbly.
No, right now it looks, it's very crumbly. It's not, it's more like, yeah, Frankie, yeah, that's a good idea. Let him look at it first. Okay, oh, you're there. Okay. So too dry, a little bit too dry, so you're gonna put another egg.
Put 1 more egg.
So use 6 eggs this time, depending on the size of the egg.
Depending on the egg. Go 1 more. Go to 2. Go 1 more.
I don't know. I'm always afraid it's gonna pop out.
But that's already, see how it's coming together now?
Yeah.
Go faster.
It won't go faster.
Oh. Okay. Well, we could always take it out and knead it if we need to.
You do it. Huh?
Go still.
Here, look.
Oh, up. Oh, see, yours is different than mine.
Yeah, yours is big, mine's a little. Okay, so now we're going to take it out of the bowl. Okay.
So really, it's probably fine.
Okay. Do you need more flour on your board?
I usually just leave it right. No, I don't. I don't need any more flour. It's good.
Okay.
But you see, it makes it's a dough.
Yeah,
it's
it's a
not
stiff
It's
dough.
not too crumbly.
Yeah, it's not crumbly. The extra egg really helped it. Okay. So. Put it down all the way.
So now we just make.
Just like that, huh?
That's it.
Wow.
Told you it was easy.
And all in the mixer.
That's it.
Okay.
So
So
we're
you're
just
gonna make
gonna
a rope?
And I use my pinky finger as kind of a guide. So it should be about, what is that, 2 inches?
Yeah.
And then we do a couple inches. And then you put them on your parchment paper and you let it go overnight.
Okay, so you just make all of the cookies and line your cookie sheet with parchment paper. You make all the cookies, line them up on the, put them in the cookie sheet, and you let them sit overnight. You just leave them in the kitchen, on the counter?
I do. I have them in the kitchen, on the counter, in my dining room, all over the tables. It makes a lot of cookies. So I just spread them out where I know that they'll be safe.
Okay, and you don't cover them when you leave them overnight?
I don't cover them because you want that crust to form over the top of the dough. And if it's...
And even though it's a really nice cookie dough, it's not sticky at all. And it has a different feel to it. You know, I guess that's because there's so much sugar in
powdered
there.
sugar, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so you just line them up on the cookie sheet, leave them overnight without covering them, because you want the outside of the cookie to dry up a little bit, and the underneath side will be moist, and then when you cook them, they'll kind of explode a little bit and spread out. So we're gonna bake some and see how it comes out. We made some, Monica made some last night at home and let them sit overnight. So we're gonna bake those and see how they come out, and we'll be right back. Did you want to cook them a little bit more?
I don't. That's usually what I do.
Okay.
That's 10 minutes.
Okay.
And you could see how some kind of blended together.
Say that
and
again. Say that again.
Oh. So you could see how some blended together, they kind of came together, and then some kind of flopped. That's just what these cookies do.
They're
So,
beautiful. Beautiful
I like
cookies.
to take them off when they're still hot, and then
Okay.
kind of do this so that
Just to kind of separate them.
separate it a little. That didn't work out so great.
So you need a spatula
I need a spatula.
behind you in the drawer.
So these are the kind of cookies my mother used to make, and like I said, they called them cacao cookies
I never heard that before.
because they
There's
exploded.
more in there.
They exploded. That's why. But
Right there where the tongs are. Where the tongs are.
I thought these were called dead bones too, Mary.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought they were too, but they're not. Sal says this is not dead bones, these are Nucatoli cookies. And I know that, but I thought they were the same, but he says no, they're different, which is fine, you know. And where do you put them once you take them
So
off?
do you have a cooling rack? Yeah, we don't.
Okay. Okay.
Makes it a little easier to work with.
They smell good.
Hopefully they taste good.
So you put them all on a cooling rack?
Yeah, and then that's it. That's the whole process.
The whole cookie, that was really pretty easy. You just make the dough the night before you go to bed and roll out the cookies, make the rope and cut them and put them on the cookie sheet on the parchment paper. And the next morning early, you just,
Put them right in the oven.
Put 'em
10
in the
minutes
oven.
a piece. 10 minutes, 350 degrees.
Not 400.
Not 400.
not 400, 350 degrees for 10
I know
minutes.
you like your 400.
I like my 400. I
Yeah,
miss
so
my
she-
400 club.
Yeah, she had the following.
Pretty cool. Okay, thanks, Monica. Thank you, Monica. This is a great demonstration today. Thank you so much for doing this. You
My pleasure.
did the cookies last night and baked them today, and love you a lot. Thank you.
Love you too.
Oh.
Well, here's our finished cookie. It's beautiful. It's exactly the way my grandmother used to make them. And here it is. Beautiful. Thank you so much. They're okay with you, huh, Frankie Bruno?
Yes, very good.
Beautiful cookie. Okay, thank you.